put your... Oh. Hello. Oh, I understand you want to learn a bit about my cochlea implant. I'll show you a bit what it's like. Worn over the ear, it's fixed over the ear into an implant. It's quite comfortable to wear, but in spite of wearing my cochlea implant, I also have a hearing aid. Although I need it for loss of hearing in there, to have them both, it balances the sound. When I first had it a few years back, an operation was mentioned to me. I didn't realise I could have a cochlear implant, so I didn't really know an awful lot about them. But they gave me a leaflet to really study what it was all about. And as soon as I said I was interested, it went ahead and I was able to have an operation almost straight away within a day or two. So I didn't have time to get upset about it. They tested my hearing, ready for the processor to be suitable for me when it was all connected. When I went into the surgery, they put in an implant into the bone over the ear. They had to slice behind my ear to slide the implant in, which is about that size. Fortunately for me, the operation wasn't fearful. I had full confidence with them. When I came out of the operation, I stayed in overnight to make sure that I was set, sort of thing. The thing I didn't like was the fact they gelled all my hair up to keep it out of the way, and I had to go out of the hospital looking as if I was in all spikes. I was very self-conscious of that. I would have to wait for the operation to heal up. That's all the cut.
Yeah.
And I had no problems there. It healed up beautifully. But I have to be without any hearing completely for 4 weeks, which was very uncomfortable. I didn't go out very much. Then came the day when I was switched on. This is what they call it, you switch on. And the audiologist was there to help see me through it. When I was connected, first words they said to me, "Hello, how do you feel?" I think I gasped like I am now. I felt I've just landed in Disneyland. I was going to talk to Donald Duck. I'm only feeling this. Really very weird. But as she talked a bit more, it was okay. She then went through all the processing that was set out to make my hearing as comfortable and as naturally as possible.
Yeah.
I was quite comfortable, except that it sounded like Disneyland and Donald Duck. I was told not to take it off at all. Go home through the car park, get my husband to drive me home, not take it off. And the noise was like a thunderbolt, the traffic. Oh, so much noise. When I got home I was naughty, I took it off. It gave me a headache. After that, I went back after a week to see how I was settling down.
Yeah.
It was a bit nerve-wracking, but they were happy, and fortunately I was happy. I didn't appear to have any problems, so I was left for another week, and then this is where speech therapy came in. The idea is, which I've never realised, is that I am now hearing like a normal person, although it didn't sound like it. And my brain hasn't heard these noises before. So over the next few weeks, my brain have lessons like learning French, foreign language, until it got used to it. But this wasn't a 5-minute job. This takes years, so I'm told.
Yeah.
And as time goes on, I'm learning new sounds all the time. Now, let's talk about sounds. I have my favourite sounds and I have the sounds that I really don't like. My favourite sound I've never ever heard before was when I went for a walk in the snow. The sound of the crunch crunch in a foot of snow was quite amazing, because I thought snow was soft. I didn't realise it made noise. And going, I really loved that, but it was a wonderful experience. Needless to say, the snow was on the ground for about 3 or 4 days, and I've never done so much walking in all my life. Snow gone, that leaves all the slush. So I went out with my husband. He met a friend. So they were walking in front of me and I was walking behind them, and along a muddy footpath with my dog, and I could hear an unusual noise. Kept looking around me. I knew there was nobody behind me. I couldn't work out what it was. If I stopped, I could still hear the sound. So I really had to concentrate and investigate what this was, because it was so constant. What it turned out to be was the men in front of me walking in the mud with their welly boots, and it's going slosh, slosh, slosh. I've never heard that sound. So that was really new to me as well. They're the sounds. The sounds are the most exciting because you've not heard them before, and they can be quite comforting. When it comes to speech, that's really, really difficult, because mixing with a lot of people, you hear it louder, you don't hear it clearer. So even when you have a cochlea implant, you're much happier speaking one-to-one. And the words, if people are talking slowly, the words can be quite comforting. So that is a nice thing about it. And as your brain gets used to all these words, it gets more enjoyable, because in the past you've never heard S's or any of the high tone words, so you've practically lost them. So when you hear the number 6, you hear 6. So that's quite enjoyable. Some noises I don't like. I have to get used to them a little bit. One noise I hear in here, being I'm in a conservatory, if it rained, I can hear it on the roof. That is really loud and frightening. It sounds like a beach has been thrown onto the roof. And I literally have to go out and shut the door, I can't stand it. Another one, it sounds in the kitchen. They were nearly all new. I'll show you. Know what it's like. Right. I'm inviting friends in for a cup of tea. This is a job I don't like doing. My husband usually makes the tea. When you put the kettle on, it makes a real loud noise. And never ever hearing that sound before. It's like having a train rushing through through your kitchen. Another sound which took me quite a long while to get used to because I thought it was a silent sound. What's this? Yeah, sugar. A paper bag makes a lot of noise. I never knew sugar made noise when putting it into the sugar bowl. All these kitchen noises I've never heard before. So making a cup of tea is a noisy job. You want tea bags. That's a very noisy job. I'm beginning to live with it now, but it's not my favourite job to do, is making tea. The washing machine and the dishwasher, which makes a lot of noise, I hear it louder, but it doesn't bother me. It goes with the saying, you turn a deaf ear to it.
Ready? Hello, love. Well done. That's nice. I can have a conversation with you now. Yeah, it's good. Do. Well.
Alright.
Come on, right out.